Welcome to Calvin, the Digital Creative School.
Alright, here we are. We are back for another live stream after a while. I think I was in China for like 3 weeks, and before that I don't remember when we did the last live stream. But we are here to work on some student submissions. I would say I'm gonna start with, we got RV and Strax already here in the call on Discord. Let me just quickly see what we should start with. Strax and RV, are any of you both like time pressured? Do you need to head out soon?
I
I
gotta
have
go in like
2.5
2
hours.
hours.
Oh yeah,
but
I have
Oh.
2.5, 30 more minutes.
Okay,
I
perfect,
think
perfect.
it's fine if you help with her problem first.
Okay. Alright, for RV, I'm still like extracting my Valorant assets here because it's probably gonna be most useful for you to see directly on the Valorant stuff, right? On the Valorant characters.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Alright. So yeah, for Avi, she was asking if I can help with basically creating a rig for the Valorant characters using Rigify in Blender. I've done that in the past. It's been a while, but I'm pretty sure I can still do it. So let's just test it out. Any character specifically you want to try it on? Because I have all of them here right now.
Honestly, we've been kind of doing different ones, so I don't think it matters too much.
Okay. Yeah, I've just extracted Astra right now. So let me do that with her. Astra, here we go. Okay. I'm gonna switch to my desktop scene. Let's go. Okay, opening Astra. Nice. Oh, actually, instead of opening her directly, I'm gonna append her to my standard scene. That should be a bit easier. So just drag and dropping, clicking append, and then I'm gonna append the whole collection here. Nice. Save the reference. Okay, so this is how you usually get the Valorant models into Blender. Like usually there's two versions. One is for the character select screen and one is for the in-game model. And it is very different on which version is better. Sometimes the character select, usually the character select version is better, but sometimes the in-game version is actually superior for some reason. Like I'm not super sure why that is, but yeah, it is worth to look at the detail and see if there's anything missing from either version that you need to focus on for your shots. In general, the character select version is better and also more useful because it comes you can use all those cool character select animations on them. But since we are doing our own rig, that kinda is not important anyways. So let me just put the in-game version into old and into my old collection, and then we're just gonna keep this one here. I'm gonna move also the rig into, not reference, but into old trash, and then let's just give it a shot. Let's try to rig her. I'm gonna remove those amateurs here, and I already added, if you don't have Rigify enabled yet, you can get it in your add-ons, and then just look for rig. Yeah, then you have Rigify here. Just enable that. Go into Shift A. Oh yeah, this is a new behavior, right? When you don't, in Blender 5.0.
You can change it if you wanna, real quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it out and see if it feels natural to me. But yeah, it's interesting. I didn't realize it was an automatic thing for me too to close menus when I'm just hovering away. So yeah, the menus stay open now. Let's go here. We go to Rigify Meta Rigs. We add a human. And then usually you want to, you could rotate the rig to match the character, but usually you want to not touch the rig too much. So let's rotate the character here by 90 degrees and make sure we apply everything from the character. So let's just click all transforms, and then I'm going to select, but I got this menu with Control A. That opens up this apply menu. Alright, let's open up the settings here for the rig. something that I usually do that helps me to always see it is to click on, wait, no, I actually do it in here usually. In viewport display, in front, and wire. Yeah, that's usually the most readable for me personally. Yeah, and then you just go into the edit mode, and you basically move all the bones in a position where it overlaps with the character, right? So you can move them around, how you usually move things around. You can also enable the X mirror, so we can easily line things up. Also, I think I'm gonna use the quad view. You can enable the quad view with Control-Alt-Q, and then, like, right now they're all the individual view, but there's actually a cool way to sync them up, which is here in, I think in View, Quad View, Sync, yeah. And now it kind of like syncs the view on all the different angles, which is pretty useful in my opinion. Okay, so
Holy
let's...
shit, I've been using Blender for 3 years and I did not know that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Bang
So yeah,
in.
let's bang in the tip right here. So let's move all those things there. I think I'm gonna actually scale the whole skeleton up a little bit because we can see that she's actually a bit taller than the skeleton. So let's I'm gonna scale it up from the center point where we can use this here 3D cursor, and then scales it up from the 3D cursor.
Wait, so 1 second, you said Control-Alt-Q, yeah?
Yeah, Control-Alt-Q is the quad view.
Okay.
Just gonna scale it up a little bit to kind of like maybe match the shoulders a bit better. This, yeah, that seems better. Okay. Now let's go back into the detail here. I'm gonna just grab the whole hand first. Oh yeah, I'm gonna switch back to median point. Kind of line it up. Oops, not extrude. Okay. Another cool way you can, like, for the fingers, for example, it is kind of difficult to get them exactly where they should be with like this type of view. But you can have a cool snapping method, like here in the snapping, you can use volume. And then if we select, like for example, I want to position these fingers correctly, right? We can just move them with G and then holding down Control, it should snap into the center of the finger. Since we selected volume. Doesn't look like the volume. Wait, did I do it correct? Maybe the volume doesn't... No, that's definitely the surface.
Do you actually need to turn it on or is it irrelevant? Because
Usually, usually if you hold down Control, it uses the magnet thing. Like I like to use it with Control, but wait, let me see. We have volume. We have... It's basically behaving as if face... Yeah, as if face was selected. Snap your object? I don't know what that is. Let's try it. Oh no, that's definitely not it. Okay, so I'm not sure if that's like a bug, because it seems like it's just not using the right thing. Okay, so I guess for now, since it doesn't seem to work, it's probably a bug, I can imagine. We're gonna do it old school. Oops, what is this? Yeah, we're gonna do it old school, like the good old days, all manual, which is way more work, but it should work still. Okay. Okay, select our whole finger here. RV, I'm not gonna do it like too detailed, right? So we can just like move forward a little bit quicker, but yeah, I'm just gonna try to do it as quickly as possible, just to get something workable in here. Wait. Oh, I had bone on the other side selected. I didn't realize that. Okay, this finger here now. Boop, 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 boop. Avi, how's the project going in general? Like this is all for the documentary, right?
Yeah. So we aren't going to have gates next semester, but we're hiring on 2 new people. One of them is my peer who has been working in Blender for like 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
and she knows her way around. So I think that's going to be really helpful.
Really cool.
And she'll be working like the same hours as me. So we got more people on board for that. That's exciting.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's super cool. Is this the progress of the video itself, the documentary, is that going well?
I'd say so. I feel like a lot of next semester we're going to get actual footage for the documentary, which is, I think, going to inadvertently help us with our 3D approach.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now we don't have much footage, so we're kind of like running off of what we assume will be in the documentary as opposed to like what will, I guess.
Yeah.
So it is kind of like there's less direction, but we'll get more of that next semester. And we'll refine what we already have. Right now we have, I guess, what Zach deems is a refined block out, and we'll make it real pretty next semester. That's the plan anyways.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, sounds cool. Guess I'm always a little like confused on where exactly the hips should be. Like I'm always not super sure where these bones are supposed to be positioned. It's actually like let's quickly try to learn it together. I'm gonna look it up. Blender human rig blend rig example. So let's see if we can find something that clears that up. Is this it? Kind of. All of these are a bit like from an older version of Blender, I think. Let's see if there's
The way the
anything
bones are organized, it looks like it's mirroring like the pelvis,
mirroring the pelvis. Next.
or you know how the top of the hips go upwards in the pelvis, and the pelvic area downwards is closer to the crotch.
Yeah, it always seemed like it should be like inside of the body, right? Like so, if it shouldn't stick out on the bottom.
Yeah, like closer to the tailbone area. I don't know. When I used Rigify once, like 2 years ago in a Blender class, and I don't remember seeing these bones.
Yeah, I think these are actually new. Like this, like spike here. I think that's a new thing. Okay, let's just go with what seems correct, which is like being inside of the body. Wait, let's actually check the names of this. Spine, pelvis. Okay. Let me actually look up Blender 5.0. 5.0, human rig, blend rig, example. Do we have anything that makes sense? This here? Yeah, okay, this looks like our rig. Okay, so these bones are like basically on the very bottom of the crotch, yeah. So yeah, let's just go with that for now. Let's see how it moves. We can always like check when we do some movement, see if it's actually looking correct. Okay, I think in general this does look pretty good. I want to make sure that the spine is also inside of the skin. Yeah. Oh, the breasts, yeah, we can place them correctly too while we're here. Okay. Looks usable right now. Okay, so let's disable the quad view again, go out of edit mode, and then in where was it? Here I think in Rigify. Yes, generate rig. I think that's the button we want to use. Now it is calculating like crazy. Cool. Now we've got a smart rig right here, and we should be able to parent our mesh to this new rig with Control. Like select the mesh first, then the rig with Shift, and then press Control P. And you can use this Amateur Deform with automatic weights to just get a head start on the rig. Okay, wait. There's a error here. What does it say? Or one or more bones. Okay, let's see. Did it actually work? Did it do anything? Okay, no, it didn't work. So why is that? Didn't do. Okay, it's following it, but it's not actually doing anything. Okay, that is not so good. Let's see, we've got all the weight groups here. Okay, let me just undo that. Magify, not make parent. Okay. Oh yeah, by the way, this undo history, it's usually up here in edit undo history, but I did put it to quick favorites, so that way I can just always just press Q and then I immediately have it, which I think is very useful. Make parents, yes, we did that. Oh, maybe it's because it still has all the weight groups from the original rig, so let's just try removing all of them. Remove unused, can we... What's this, show all? Oh, because I'm in the skeleton. Okay, let's try it here again. Delete all groups. Okay, and now, yeah, let's try to parent that again. This one I'm going to put in old. Control P with automatic weights. Oh no, we still have the same problem. Sometimes that happens from like loose vertices and stuff like that, like vertices that are not really connected to anything. So let us just quickly go into the edit mode of the mesh, select everything, and then we're going to use a few cleanup options here, which was here in cleanup, delete loose. There was nothing to be deleted. Okay, let's try clean up, merge by distance. Okay, there was a lot of merging happening, so I hope that solved it. Let's see. No. Okay. That doesn't work. I'm not super sure why though. We've got the armature here, and it did create a bunch of, yeah, all of the weight groups. Did it actually do some weight painting? So if we look into weight paint here, it didn't, yeah, it didn't do any weight painting. So that is a problem. Let's maybe try to use one of the other methods. So not make parent. Yeah, let's go in front of the make parent. Let's try this envelope weight. It's not very like accurate, but at least it should give us something. Yeah, okay. you can already see it's very rough. It's not really doing a good job in weight painting. Okay, so yeah, there's a problem with the automatic weight painting, which I would recommend you anyways. Like if you are doing a lot of this stuff, there is a very good add-on that kind of like improves. Let's go to this site here, superhivemarket.com, that improves the automatic weight painting. I think I'm going to use it right now just to see if it works. Heat. Okay, I don't have it installed right now. Let me quickly get it. But yeah, RV, I'm not super sure why there's a problem with the built-in method in Blender. Like it's usually something with the mesh that, yeah, it's like either it's like a one-sided plane or it's got some weird geometry. So figuring that out for each model is a bit of work. So I wouldn't invest a lot of time in that right now if there is a better solution anyways. Let me just quickly look it up here. Oh yeah, here it is. So there's this add-on called Voxel Heat Diffusion. It is a little bit expensive, $30, but it actually does a much better job in weight painting your models automatically when you rig stuff. So I would recommend it just to save a lot of time, because nobody actually enjoys weight painting.
Oh yeah. So basically, Rigify automatically generates a skeleton, and then you apply that skeleton to a skin mesh.
Yeah, and there are a few things that you can. Oh yeah, here we got it now. There are a few things that Rigify can let you do, so I want to still show that to you too in a moment. Okay, so I installed. Where is it now? Mesh Online. Oh yeah, here it is. So I installed this voxel heat scanning thing, and now you've got this panel here, which is it's called Mesh Online for some reason. And then you've got all these settings here: surface heat, diffusion scanning, voxel heat diffusion scanning, which are two different methods. I usually use this voxel heat, so let's try that out right now. CPU, okay, let's just give it a shot. You see the progress down here. Proceedings slice Z. I'm not super sure what that means, but at least you have some kind of indicator that it's doing something, which is kind of nice. Okay, seems to be done. Let's see if it did it. Ah, here we go. Look at that. Yeah. Okay, the scarf is a bit understandable that it couldn't really figure that out, but the rest. Okay, there's also a little bit left over there. Yeah, but I think in general it did a pretty good job. Yeah. There you go. So yeah, if you want to rig characters with Blend Rig, then I recommend this add-on. There's like, it's not like perfect, right? Like there's still like some problems with the bending here that looks unnatural, but at least it gives you a really good starting point. Okay, and RV. So there are some settings here that you have with Blend Rig, which if you open up the items side panel, you get these like rig settings, and each bone has different settings. Like you can see, like these are all like changing depending on what bone you clicked on, and this here basically lets you turn on and off layers of bones, which usually the IK bones are in most animation cases the only ones you need. The FK and tweak bones you don't necessarily need. Also here the secondary bones you don't always need. So yeah, with those things enabled, you can get pretty good looking animations going. Did it actually rig the mouth correctly? Let's see. Okay, no, it doesn't open the mouth yet. So yeah, let's. Oh, but you can wiggle the nose. Very useful. Yeah. So if you are doing like IK and FK animation, I don't know if you know much about it, but IK animation is basically what we have here now, where we control an endpoint of a bone, and all the bones leading up to that one are being controlled automatically, post automatically. And FK is the opposite, where you have to basically work your way down. And IK animation, what we have right now, is really useful for interacting with stuff. Like if your character wants to grab something, or if it's like leaning against a wall, or especially with the feet, if the feet are on the ground, right? Because the feet will always stay on the ground, no matter what the rest of the body does. But if you're doing things that are a bit more action-driven and more kinetic, like you said you want to do running animations or like walking stuff, in those cases, FK is actually better. So for example, the example of the arm, if I want to animate it like swinging, I'm just gonna do that real quick. So for example, if I animate this arm here, I'm gonna create some keyframes. So I'm just gonna add some keyframes where it looks like it's swinging its arm. As an example here. Yeah, like this. Okay. And now I'm gonna do the same animation, but using FK, which is forward kinematics, and you can switch that very easily with these buttons here. So switching from IK to FK on this hand, and now we need to also enable the FK controllers, which we have now. IK to FK, yeah. It's actually not doing it. Ah, here we go. Okay, I guess we had to enable this for some reason. Okay, and now I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to create a keyframe here, and then I'm going to go a bit forward. We're going to have the hand swing forward. Wait, do we actually have one for the hand? Oops. Oh yeah, here it is. Bam. Then going back again. What I'm trying to illustrate right now, I'm not sure if it's going to be super clear, but basically when you are doing animations that are not connected or interacting with anything else, then FK tends to look more natural. Here we go. Okay, and now we're going to switch back to IK. So this is the IK version, and this is the FK version. And I think it is even in this simple example, it is kind of obvious that the FK version feels a little bit more natural, right? Like if you have the IK version, like it feels a little off, and that's simply because the rest of the arm is simply following the end position of the hand, which is not really how your arm works, right? So if you use FK, just the way the hand swings feels a bit more natural. So, do you guys see what I mean?
Yeah, that's why I was begging Zach to get an actual rig on them, because I'm like, I am not doing a walk cycle without my IK.
I
I tried, but counter animating everything was driving me mad.
Yeah, no, doing everything with FK would be really time consuming and really hard to get right. But like in your for example, when you are doing a walk cycle, I would keep the feet in IK to like make sure they have constant floor contact, and then the hands in FK to just like get that natural swinging motion a bit better. Ideally, if you were doing it like super realistically, you would switch the foot from FK to IK once it leaves the ground, just to make it feel more realistic. But you don't really need to. It is like a lot of detailed work, but yeah, it's not necessary to get a good walk cycle. Yeah. Do you need anything else for like Rigify and working on your walk animation?
I did have a question. So I know the scarves and stuff deform, but I assume they're like a separate mesh, or I could separate that mesh and then so it wouldn't be affected by the rig the same. Is that how I would go about
how to fix it?
Deformations on it.
Yeah, I mean you could do it, make it as a separate mesh, and then just parent it to a specific bone. But I mean, a more elegant way to fix it would be doing like manual weight painting, which I'm just going to show you real quick how to do the basics of it. So you want to go into, I mean, yeah, basically you can pose your character in a position where the mistakes are obvious, right? Where you see, oh, okay, this is not supposed to happen. So let's just like get her in a position where we see the mistakes pretty obviously, and then go into weight paint mode on the character. There was a way to select the groups. How was it? Okay, wait. Oh, I think it was. Oh yeah, I remember. If you select the rig and the character and then go into weight paint mode, it should. Oops. It should show you the weight. Okay, no, that doesn't seem to work. Let's just do it manually then. Okay, so weight paint mode on the main character, and then we have all these weight groups, and ideally it would be easier, like it would be good if there was an easier way to select them, but if you switch through them, you kind of like see where the weights are happening, and this is fine. I mean, we could weight paint the back to like follow that bone here, but the real problem is that the hand bone is deforming it. So let's just go through these weights a little bit. Actually, can we get a search menu here? Doesn't seem so. Why is there not a search menu for this? That seems like something that would be very useful. Okay, let's see if we have. Okay, here we have some fingers. Okay, here you can see that a bone from the hand is affecting this scarf. So in that case, you just want to hold down. Was it Alt or Control? Yeah, Control, and paint over the vertices that are blue to like get rid of the weight here. It's not fully fixing it yet. It's doing like small fixes, but not enough yet, and that's because there are a bunch of, I assume, a bunch of bones interacting with that cloth piece. So let's here's a little bit more. It's pretty annoying. It's pretty annoying that we have to do this by hand, but it sadly is the way it is for now. Forearm. Okay, all these are fine. Oh, this one. Oh, this one is taking it a lot. Okay, so let's do that. Remove all the weight from that. It can get a bit finicky, but yeah, most of the time you have to go through it at least once to get a good rig. Okay, here we have some more. And we can slowly see that it's like very slowly coming back to its original position. Not very obvious yet, but I hope it's going to be obvious in a moment. There's a little bit more here. There's a little bit more here. Oh, there's a lot here. You want to still make sure that you're not accidentally painting over the original mesh here to keep the original deformation. Okay, let's see. Oh, there's a lot of stuff here. Oh, okay, that part really went back to where it was supposed to be. Okay, any more? Yeah, there's a little bit more here. Very annoying. There's a little bit more here. And sometimes it's a bit difficult to see, right? Like this stuff is just very slightly colored. So not easy to spot. Oh, this one. Oh, damn, this one is intense. Okay, is there any more? Oh my god, this one. That's crazy. It feels a little bit like a treasure hunt right now. Just like hoping that you find the right bone that will fix everything. If you just remove the weight painting of that one. So I get a little bit of satisfaction from this. It's mostly annoyance, but a little bit of satisfaction. finding the problem in the system. Okay, it's still very far away from where it should be, so let's see what else we have here. It might also be that, yeah, it might also be that now this mesh is just missing weight painting in general. So when we go through all these bones, it seems like it's mostly fixed. Oh, what about this one? Yeah, it's mostly fixed, but now I guess we just need to add
Just one
the weight
question.
painting on the correct bone. Yeah, what's up?
Would it work if you basically before you apply the plugin, if you just remove the mesh from the object and then manually just paint that one part?
Yeah, you could do that too. Yeah, you could make it its own object, and then I mean, it's still like if you do the automatic weight painting, it's still going to do the same thing, where it's like adding it to the hands, but you could do it completely manual. Yeah, which I usually avoid, but that's another way to do it. Gonna see where's the weight painting for this. I guess it could be part of this. So let's try to just paint, oops, not on the finger. Oops. Damn, weight painting is really a tough job. Ah, okay, this seems to be the right bone. So let's just try to paint all the vertices here. They should start snapping into the correct position. Oh my god. Is this actually gonna work, or is this just gonna be super difficult? Maybe if we put our modifier off here. Yeah, I think now it should be a bit easier to paint it. Seems so, yeah. Yeah, weight painting is definitely a profession in its own. Oh yeah, we don't want to paint on any other objects. Yeah, look at that. Like, this finger is basically touching the scarf. I don't think that was a... I mean, I guess you just need to do the white painting once, but it would have been nice if the modelers added a little bit of distance there. Oops. Super finicky. Okay. I hope this is almost finished now. Okay, let's see how it looks if we re-enable it. Oh my god, okay. That's that's almost working. Maybe we should try a different approach. Because I can imagine it's gonna be very difficult to like get this perfect. It's really like this one spike here. How do we get this back?
A single vertice.
Yeah. So annoying. Okay, I mean, it seems like there's like a lot of noise in the weight paint where it's like almost impossible to get right. So let's actually try Strax's approach. Let's try that. So let's clear pose, weight paint. Okay, let's go all the way back before we started weight painting. And do the direct way. Okay, so we got our automatic weight paint here. So now, Strax, when I understand correctly what you meant, like you can just separate the models here by pressing L and then P selected. Let's do that with the same with the scarf here, and all of its little what is this? Things are hanging from it. Okay, so P. And then I'm gonna just remove the armature modifier from these. And then you can basically, for example, use this hip bone to control them. So I'm just gonna select these two with shift on the rig, switch into pose mode, and then with that hip bone selected, we can press Ctrl P and use bone. And now those objects are parented to the bone, which is a much quicker solution. It's not as robust as like doing a proper weight paint, but doing a proper weight paint is like super difficult anyway, so maybe it's not even worth putting the time in.
If it doesn't take too much, would you be able to show how you would add cloth sim, like so it follows?
Oh yeah,
How does
yeah.
it, like,
I've done that.
like,
I've done that a
that's an
bunch in the
interesting topic,
past.
honestly.
Yeah, yeah. It's,
And if
it's
that's
also
okay
really
with
cool. Yeah, let's
Ari.
quickly do that because I really like that.
Oh, yeah,
Avi,
no, of course.
nice. Okay, so yeah, if you want to have like cloth sim on this piece here, for example, let us. I guess this is fine. Just for me, I'm not sure if it's actually necessary, but just for me, I'm gonna add. Wait, how's that? I'm gonna put the cursor here and make the. Oh wait, where's the cursor over there? Should be on this. Yeah, there we go. And I'm gonna apply. Oh, not actually apply. I'm gonna. Where was it? Right-click menu, set origin to 3D cursor. Yeah, now the origin of that cloth is there. And since we don't use the armature anymore for this cloth, we can just like remove all the groups, all the vertex groups, and then we need one vertex group, and we're gonna call this pin. I'm gonna go into weight paint and just create here with gradient. I'm going to create a little gradient here down this cloth. Yeah, that should be fine. And now in physics, let's add the cloth physics, and it's falling, which is pretty cool, but not what we want. I'm going to switch to play every frame. Okay, it's falling. And now here in the settings, we can have in shape our pin group. And now it should work, yeah. But the problem is the ends of this cloth, they are like their own mesh, so we would need to connect them somehow, which is, I'm not sure.
I know Maya has like point to surface constraints in cloth simulation. I don't know how it works in Blender though.
Point to cloth. Oh wait, I think there is actually a better way to do this, which is not using the original mesh here, but creating like a cloth driver mesh. So let's just try that real quick. I'm gonna add a plane, and then with this plane, I'm not sure this is getting a bit more in depth now, but let's just go with it for a moment. So I'm gonna create a little plane here. I'm gonna add a little bit more detail, especially in this direction. Then a few cuts on this. I'm doing these cuts with Control R, and then you can do like loop cuts. Actually, before we do that, should I? Oh yeah, actually, I'm just gonna keep the lines cut like this for now and position these lines with the scarf a little bit more properly. Yeah, that should be about right. That should be enough, I think. Yeah, and then I'm gonna add some loop cuts in the other direction with, oh wait, let me get this one over here. That should be fine. And I'm gonna add some more loop cuts with Control R in this direction to give it the simulation some more information in this direction also. Okay, and now we should be able to use a modifier here on the original cloth. Where was it? Deform by mesh deform. So if we select our plane here and then click on bind, it should, oops, not that, it should move it. Did it work? Not super sure. Let's just add some cloth on this and see what it does. Okay, no, it didn't work. Why is that? Mesh deform. Was mesh deform the right one? Surface deform? Is it this maybe? Bind. No. Oh no, it is. Okay. Yeah, so surface deform is the correct modifier, and then I'm gonna do the same thing here with this mesh. Wait, first I'm gonna turn it to a wire, and also make sure it's not getting rendered, so I'm just gonna disable all of these things. And then let's create another pin here. Go into weight paint and do a little gradient. Okay. Oh yeah, actually we need to reverse it now. Like we clear the parent of this mesh and we parent this mesh to the bone. Yeah, that way the driver moves with it. Yes, there we go. That should be fine now. And now we add our pin group here. There we go. Okay, yeah, now it's animating the whole thing, which is much better. It is colliding with the character, which we could fix if we add a collision here. But it can, yeah, you can see it also can result in some problems here. So that's definitely something you want to play around with, if it's working or not, or even if you even need the collision, right? Like if you are fine even without it. Let's see, single-sided. Can we maybe make it a bit smaller? No. Okay, I'm gonna leave it for now. I'm just gonna have it interact like this. And now, yeah, if you move it around, oh, it's not actually following it. Wait. Does this also need to be parented to our object? Ah, here we go. Okay. So for some reason you need to also parent the original mesh to the one that's driving it. And then you got some nice cloth simulation. Yeah. We can also increase the pinning factor here with weight paint. We can make this also a bit softer, so that way it stays a bit more in place where it was, like where it originally is. So we don't struggle with the intersection. So it's just like getting some very slight cloth simulation. It's actually, I think it's a good idea, but let's make it a bit softer. So maybe like more like this. Yeah, I think that's a good middle ground. Yeah, okay. You guys can take it from here. Okay, so I think that's everything for the character rigging, right, are we?
Yes, yes. Thank you so much.
No problem. Okay. Yeah, let's go to the next submission, which is from your friend. Or Discord is hiding his full name right now because I'm in streamer mode. What was his name again? Because I can't read it here.
Gates.
Gates?
Yep.
Nice. Okay, so yeah, we've got Gates' submission here, which he's also working together with you. And so you can forward this information to him. So he's working on some kind of like projection of footage with a lamp. Here's a little example. Yeah. Is there... Oh yeah, I guess he didn't write anything about it, right?
He didn't, but from what he told me, he was curious how to like further the projection, or if there's other ways to do projection. He mentioned it only renders, I forget. Did it only render in cycles? But that's not an issue because we are going to render our final thing in cycles. But I think he was curious of like alternatives to the projection sequence or how to one-up it.
Okay, let's test it. So yeah, I think this kind of projection is only like properly possible in cycles. So I don't think you can properly do it in Eevee as far as I know. Let's just fire it up. Oh, we're in the CPU right now. Let's switch to GPU. Loading render kernels. This could take a moment. Okay. So you guys are just looking for, in general, just like ideas how to improve this, how to make it more cinematic, I guess?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So in the top example, it looks like he's using a spotlight, and on the bottom one here, a point light. The point light approach is interesting, but like it's hard to make it look cinematic when it's like shining in every direction all at once. So I'm not sure if that is the right approach for this. Let's see. The spotlight does have like some cool characteristic to it. Spotlight. I mean, I think it really depends on how you frame it. Like, what are you shining it on? Like, what is the surface that it's being projected on, and how is it framed with the other elements like this character? Yeah, there's a lot of possibilities here. Like, is there any, I don't know, like direction on what kind of shots you are looking for?
Yeah. So, what we were going to do, we were probably going to pursue something kind of monochromatic for the start, because this sequence is basically the introductory sequence before we actually get into like fully rendered environments and Valorant maps.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to keep it like black and white, kind of, filmy, ambiguous as we're introducing the casters. So, and it's probably going to be projected on a flat wall, and there might be animations of like a character walking past it or something, but it's generally not going to be too dramatic quite yet. It's supposed to be kind of ambiguous.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's try out a little shot. It's still loading the render kernels here, which is yeah, it shouldn't take forever, but it is taking a bit longer than usually, I think. I think what would be cool if this light, like the projection, was on a slanted surface where we could have some additional depth of field. So we have like one part of the footage of the projection in focus, and the rest is like kind of like out of depth, like blurry in the background and in the foreground. I think that could be cool. And then the character, I think it would be cool if the character also like stands in front of it, like ambiguously shaped, not fully recognizable yet, but also being lit by the same footage from maybe like a different direction, like an edge light. And I think it's also worth to like add a little bit of character to the light source itself. There are these IES, what's it called, IES? These like files that give light sources a characteristic, like a real light source. I think I should have those. Let me check. Oh yeah, I've got some IES files here. Okay, nice. Let's just try those out once Blender has loaded its kernels. Maybe while Blender's doing that, I'm just gonna check on Strax's submission real quick here, just to get up on speed on that. Okay, Strax, you sent a file that has flickering volumes. Let me see.
I can also send you the EXR, like a few frames, so you get a better idea, so you don't have to render it yourself, if that's...
You sent me a render of that. I've seen it. Like you've sent it to me a few days ago, right? Like a rendered video.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember now.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna, like, it's a bit difficult to check, like you said, because it needs to be rendered. But I'm just gonna look at the project file and see if I can notice anything that's off to me.
Okay, sounds good.
If anyone here in the... Wait, actually, let me pull up the video, so maybe anyone who's watching the stream has an idea where this comes from. Maybe anyone has encountered that already. Don't want that. Alright, guys. So, Strax is having this problem, and I've never seen it myself. Like his render has got this flickering here. Like there's a slight flicker on the volumetrics. You can see it here on the sides and in the front here. It's like I think it's fixable with compositing tools like deflicker in Fusion, but it is strange that it's happening at all inside of Cycles. So yeah, if anyone has
The
an
one thing
idea,
that's bothering you most is there's like obvious bending happening. If you on the right side of the video, you can see there's like these lines as if there was not enough information for the gradient. You know, like you get in a if you work in Photoshop and you have like 8-bit, then you get the same effect with a gradient. But this was rendered in OpenEXR, so it technically should be like 32-bit, right?
yeah, but I mean this is also MP4, so what we're looking at is 8-bit footage. But is this like in compositing? Does it look like this to you in there too, or is it
Yes.
smooth?
In DaVinci Resolve, it's exactly the same.
Okay.
Even in viewing with DJV software, it's also there. And then I tried to view the noisy pass, and it's still there, so it's not the denoiser. And then I rendered without the volumetrics, and it was fine. So it must be volumetrics, I think. Like,
And it is directly in the render
it's
file.
baked in. Yes.
That is strange. Oh, that is pretty strange. Oh, Arvi, I see that the video file did not come with this, which is sad because Blender doesn't pack video files for some reason. But I guess I'm just gonna show you what I meant with like adding detail to the spotlight. Let's go here into shading and open up the rendered view again. Okay, and now here in the okay, we can see like this is a image. Oh, images should be packed. So I'm not sure why this image isn't packed. Yeah, okay. Next time you can tell him that he should click pack resources before he sends something over.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so let's grab IES file. Is that something? Oh yeah, here we go. IES texture. And then we're gonna click on external, and then I've got like I personally have 3 different ones right now. So I've got these 3 IES files here. Let's see if we can just like drop them in here. Oh, we can't. Okay, so let me select that. Okay, got this here. Let's put that into the strength, and then you can see we immediately get some like characteristic to the light. Try another one. This one is like an inverse fall off. This one has like a spotlight in the middle. Yeah, in general, like you can look these files up, IES texture online, and you can get like a bunch of really cool looking textures for light to like just give it a little bit more character, I would say.
There's another thing I did. I mean, I would give a try.
Yeah.
Is to make the cube in a way so it's like a cube at the bottom, and then you scale it up on top, and you get this a bit of an parallax effect, I guess. It will also make the image a tiny bit distorted, but it will make it maybe more interesting to look at. So it's not an actual cube. It's more of a, I don't know the word in English. No, just playing around a bit.
Yeah, but yeah, I think adding something like this, makes it feel a little bit more detailed and less CG, you know. Okay, yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't know much to do with this right now. I think it just needs a little bit more work in like the shot that is actually being shown, right? Like, what is the shot that we do, and then it's much easier to also figure out a cool lighting setup. Yeah.
That
So,
sounds good. Thank you.
okay, no problem. Oh yeah, and remember trying out IES textures. They do a lot to give light sources a bit more character.
Sounds good. I'll send him all this stuff.
Thank you. Okay, Strax, let's see if we can find anything weird with your project file.
I hope it's gonna load on laptop though.
What's that? If it's gonna
I
load in?
hope it's gonna load on laptop.
Yeah, let's see.
I like when I did the retopology plugin, for some reason the vertex count went up to 3 on that specific object. Like the rest of the model is considerably lighter.
So, okay, I'm finishing the download of your file right now from Mega. Give me 5 seconds. Did anyone in the chat have any ideas? Let's see, Vistra said, is it comped on After Effects because we need to put 8-bit to 16-bit or 32-bit? No, you comped it in Fusion, right?
Yeah, DaVinci. Wait, actually, there's one thing else I could try. I'm using camera lens sim right now.
Yeah.
Can you check the settings? Oh wait, is it if you check the camera? Wait, it's actually parented camera control. If you open up that one as well. Oh yeah, not the camera one. Okay, so it did it actually not transfer the settings for you? That's interesting.
Oh wait, got something here now. Create them sim. Okay, maybe we have different versions of the add-on or something.
Okay, if you click on the
Oh,
did you click on create or was it already?
I clicked on this icon to the right of it. I'm not sure what that did, but it did turn it into a camera.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if you. Yeah, we have a different version for sure.
Yeah, seems so.
The newer version actually disables everything on your right hand, and you just do everything within this window. It's kind of cool, actually.
Okay, let me just check the other things here. I'm not sure why. I mean, it could be that it is this add-on, that this add-on does some funky stuff with the volumes, because I've never seen anything like a error like that before. So it could be add-on. I think it would be worth it for you to just render
it
sequence
quickly
without it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
To see that if that makes a difference, but I'll just have a quick look here if I see anything that seems off to me.
Because I did ask ChatGPT for some like settings in regards to the making the DOF look more what's it called? Anamorphic. That's the word I was looking for.
Mhm.
And basically, I think that could have possibly. Is there like an easy way to disable it? Do you know by any chance to like just convert to normal camera?
I'm not sure right now.
Wait, if I click
Disable lenses.
Okay, yeah, disable the lenses.
That could
Okay,
be
I'm gonna
it,
render 5 frames for real quick.
Yeah. Something else you could try is like turning this clamping off. Just like put both to 0. See if that does a difference.
Let me just. Okay. Clamping and the land sim. Okay.
Try those things out like separately,
Yeah.
right? Like to make sure which one causes it.
To pinpoint it, yeah. By the way, when you're rendering with OpenEXR, do you ever do full or is float always enough?
I always do float, yeah, and I've heard from also like a bit more like professional compositors that float like half usually is more than enough. Like there's very little cases where you need full, so I would never do it except if you really come to like some limits in some ways. What is this interleave? Okay, I don't know the setting. Maybe it's also worth
Which one?
trying.
I can't see the because of the face cam.
Oh, my fucking face is in the way. How annoying. Here, this interleave. I haven't seen it before. Maybe it's also like a new thing in Blender 5. But yeah, maybe it's worth trying it out. Because it seems like it says it's some kind of like compression between the layers.
Legacy. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna be real mad if it's Lansing, because honestly, oh, that would be bad.
Yeah, but the 8-bit thing, yeah. Okay, yeah, try it without the lens sim and the clamping stuff. And I feel like it could be the lens sim, honestly. Like that seems the most plausible.
Yeah, I think it would make sense that it's that, but okay.
Yeah.
Actually, okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, man. Everything
Okay,
else seems pretty normal.
I'll just give that a try and then report back.
Let me actually look at the volume one time. See if there's anything
It's
that.
kind of it is disabled in. By the way, how many bounces would you say volume needs? I have 6, I believe, right now.
Usually I have volume bounces on 0 most of the time. Or was it 0 or 1? I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I usually have volume at the lowest possible because it's just so much more intensive to render more volume bounces, and often it's like, in my opinion, it makes the volumes also a bit too bright. Like they look a bit too bright. But I'm also a bit more stylistic renderer, so when it comes to realism, having more volume bounces makes sense. But in my opinion, the trade-off of the render times is not really worth it.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, man. Yeah, let me know if any of those things work. I hope so. Yeah, because otherwise I'm not super sure what it could be.
Well, I will do that.
It's my desktop screen background here. Love!
Yeah, that video was so funny, actually.
Alright, guys. Yeah, I think that's it for now. If you have any submissions you want my feedback or ideas on anything you're working on, send it in through the form or the student membership. Yeah, I think you all know how to do it at this point. Yeah, I hope you're gonna have a great day or great night.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, man.
Everyone.
Oh, I remembered on my laptop I can do the classic goodbye outro because I'm on Windows here. On Linux, I'm a bit more limited with the OBS plugin. So let's do that. Let's do the crazy outro.
He's T-posing.
Long fingers.
Insert T-pose calver.jpg.
Looks like an alien. All right. Have a great night. Have a great night, guys. I'll head off now.
Goodbye.
Bye bye. Oh, Concesio, you're also here. What's up?
What's poppin'?
What's
just
poppin',
hanging
man?
out.
Nice, nice.
You back from China?
Yeah, I'm back since what was it, Monday?